forgot he did that.
Jeez.
Do you like scary movies, Sidney?
Hey there everyone, this is Grave Cinema here, bringing you another reaction review video. This one's going to be a rewatch video, because we've already seen this one many times, we love it, and there's a reason why we're watching.
The beloved Scream.
Scream. And what's that reason?
1, it's your favorite, and 2,
Yeah.
it's our 100th episode.
Yes! The 100th movie we have watched and reviewed for this channel will be Scream. So it's a special occasion.
Plus, I think we bring it up enough that we might as well do a watch and review of it. So,
Yeah. And, you know, it's always fun to watch. I wanted to have it on here. I wanted to talk about it. There's a lot to talk about. We had a fun weekend this weekend, too. We went to Monster Mania.
We did.
And I got recognized from somebody who watches our channel.
I was in the bathroom, so it wasn't a we, it was a he.
Yeah, but somebody recognized me. He was all dressed up as a crow. Very nice cosplay as well. But that was cool. Yeah, so if you ever want to see us, usually at the Monster Mania conventions, we'll go
be wandering around. The ones that are, well, he's at every one.
Mostly, pretty much, yeah.
I am at every one I can get to. But 90% of the time you will see him at least.
Yeah, so odds are on a Saturday you may run into me there. So, yeah.
Which means if any of you are going to try and stalk him, beware, I come with revenge.
Yep. You can stalk me, it's okay. But also, whew, that was a very long day for us. We also went down to do Rocky Horror later that night. So today
it was Frank. I was sitting on my ass, so.
Yeah, but today, oh god, whew.
So tired.
Very tiring day.
Didn't even dance. Didn't do half the shit he did. Didn't even wear heels because my ankle's been stupid. Still exhausted.
Yeah, so, but we're like, no. We're gonna watch Scream. We have enough energy for that. We took a couple naps here or there throughout the day. Some rest periods.
Not enough, but a couple.
But we are good to go because we love this movie.
And after this, bed. 'Cause not nice.
You'll be fine. You
I have
love
tea.
Scream. You Liquid Death.
It's tea though.
Liquid Death tea? They make
Yeah,
tea?
I told you they make tea. I
You
told
didn't
you
tell
I
me
put it
that.
in the fridge for. Yes, I did.
Did not.
Yes, I did. I
You
told you they
did
make
not.
peach and Arnold Palmer, and it's sweetened with agave, and pointed it out to you in the grocery store while we were there.
I wasn't listening clearly.
Obviously. Do you ever listen to me,
Not really.
Dick?
Look, I'll drink some Coke Zero now for today.
I was gonna drink
And when
some
I'm out of that, I'll drink water out of this cool little Nightmare on Elm Street container I got at Monster Mania. Yeah.
You got, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, because I got it. I went there without it, and then I left with it. So I got it there. You got something too.
Yeah, I did, but you got it for me, which is different.
Yeah, and you got this for me,
Which is different than saying you got it for yourself. It
But
takes away the credit for the person that got
I
it
took
for
possession upon this after visiting Monster Mania.
you.
How does that work?
I got it so that he would hydrate more.
I hydrate.
I said hydrate more.
Okay, I'm sure you're tired of us jibber jabbing all this crap and whatever.
It's been a very feisty weekend, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Very feisty.
This is a special
weekend.
episode anyway, so it's gonna probably be a bit longer than the usual ones.
Extra feisty!
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Alright, so we won't waste any more time. Let's get to the rewatch for us.
Yes.
And then review of the great
Yes.
Scream.
Do
Alright.
the scream.
Are you
right,
good?
Haven? Yes, do the thing.
Alright, here we go. Scream.
We're gonna watch. The 90s rating.
Scream. Before they got their official font.
Hello? Who are you trying
Look,
to
it's
reach?
Drew Barrymore. I bet she'll survive till the end.
What number? Take it easy.
Have you ever gotten calls like this?
I've gotten people that have had the wrong number, but never anybody that repeatedly called me back.
I'm sorry, I guess I dialed the wrong number.
Well, so why'd you dial it again?
I want to talk to you for a second.
They've got 900 numbers for that. See ya.
She did exactly what she was supposed to do. It's kind of a shame. Although I love how they did this revolutionary first kill. It set the stage for the rest of the Scream movies, but also just blew everyone's mind.
Who is this?
Tell me your name, I'll tell you mine. What's your favorite scary movie?
The iconic line.
You have to have a favorite.
Why do you want to know my name?
So I want to know who I'm looking at.
Dun dun dun.
What did you say? I don't think so.
Don't hang up on me.
Yes, lock this glass door.
Yeah, that's one thing I always hate about houses is the glass doors and how they're supposed to be safe, especially the French door kind. That's the weakest type of lock.
Yes.
Call 911.
Listen, asshole!
No, you listen, you little bitch. You hang up on me again, I'll gut you like a fish, understand?
Just went 0 to 100.
Kind of joke.
Blondie. He sees you.
You know, maybe I'm crazy, but I'd already have all those doors locked.
I am 2 seconds away from calling the police.
They'd never make it in time. We're out in the middle of nowhere.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
To see what...
Who's there?
Never say who's there.
Who's there?
Never say who's there. Don't you watch scary movies? It's a death wish. You might as well just come out here to investigate a strange noise or something.
Boyfriend's all tied up.
If I were you, I want to play a game.
That isn't your
Let me
idea.
dies right now.
This was made before, so
I know.
he wants to play a game.
What kind of a game?
It's an easy category. Movie trivia. Name
That's
the
right.
killer in Friday the 13th.
Jason! Jason! Jason!
Oops.
That's the wrong
That's the killer in Friday the 13th Part 2 on.
Listen, it was Jason. I saw that movie 20 goddamn times!
Big fan, huh?
No, Jason's mother, Mrs. Voorhees, was the original killer. Jason didn't show up until the sequel. I'm afraid that was a wrong answer.
Gotcha.
I'm afraid he's out.
Get it.
What door am I at? Your call.
That door. I'm gonna say that door.
I think you're right. Also, if I ever get the chance to build my own house, I'm never gonna have that many glass windows that big. I'll have windows. Just small ones. She should have just stayed where she was.
Slow motion. Here it comes.
I mean, I have to give her, she kept fighting until she couldn't.
Nut shot.
Jesus. Casey.
It's amazing how he had enough time to do this.
Oh my god, I can hear that!
Drive down to the Mackenzies.
Drive down to the Mackenzies. Said the line from Halloween.
Well, it's only fitting. Still, that's way too fast.
Cut it and hung from the tree. In my opinion, the best opening ever.
It was
In
the
a movie.
greatest way to revive the slasher genre.
Just hit you hard. Bam.
I love how they did that though. They put her on the cover and then they made it out like she was gonna be in your entire movie, and it was the greatest plot twist ever.
Now anybody can die.
Some cases they do.
I could have sworn I heard screaming.
The movie's called Scream. Of course you heard screaming.
So much in television, The Exorcist was on. It got me thinking of you. It got me thinking of us. 2 years ago, we started off hot and heavy. Things have changed, and
Gee, I wonder why they changed.
lately we're just sort of edited for television. Thought maybe we could do a little on top of the clothes stuff.
Little touch here, little touch there. Your first time seeing Scream, what was your impression of Billy? What'd you think of him?
Well, I thought he was a stereotypical 90s boyfriend who definitely was after one thing, but I also didn't know why Sidney was saying no.
Because she's our virgin.
I see what you do to me.
But, you know, I also thought that maybe he was probably a good guy, which is a bummer.
I love this cover of Don't Fear the Reaper, though.
Gesture.
Nice acoustic stuff.
About the,
You can see she's tying.
Spy in the classrooms, and that they are involved in the occult.
They're involved in the occult.
Of course.
Authorities have yet to issue a
Ah,
statement.
Gail.
But
Look
our
at that
sources
dress.
tell us that
So
no
bright.
arrest has been made.
Casey, Becca, and Steve Orth were killed last night.
No way. They found her hanging from a tree, her insides on the outside.
Oh my god. Julie was saying this is the worst crime we've seen in years. Even worse than,
Worse than what?
well,
Whatever that elusive bad thing is.
Dewey?
That's Deputy Riley today, Sid.
Dewey!
He was so nice.
The police just want to ask you a few questions. You okay?
Remember, your principal loves you, and I want you to be safe.
Your principal loves you.
Students are encouraged to return to their homes.
It's a little kind of creepy.
And he's got some very green shoes.
Because there's no way a girl could
Because of
kill
this
them.
green shirt.
That is so sexist.
Yeah, Casey and Steve were completely hollowed out. And the fact is, it takes a man to do something like that.
Does it? And how would you know?
Hey, Stu, didn't you used to date Casey?
Hmm.
Yeah, for like 2 seconds. Before she dumped him for Steve.
Stu was with me last night, okay?
Yeah, it was. Was that before or after?
He sliced and diced.
No, I didn't kill anybody. Nobody said you did. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, buddies.
It takes a man. Better live her alone. Live her alone.
Live her alone.
Live her. Live. It was a joke.
When I met Matthew, Monster Mania with you, that's what he signed on the autograph. Live her alone.
He was so nice. Oh my gosh.
He's great to see if you get the chance.
Yes. I love the theme they gave her for this movie. It's just fun. It's eerie, but it's not too eerie.
Look at that house.
What a beautiful house. I wonder what they do to afford it.
You got a porch. Jeez. Have a little sound cue. Nobody in there. I'm sure it'll stay that way.
Totes.
The house is so clean. You can tell it's a movie house.
No, my mom's house stays that clean. They just have to have people that got their shit together better than we do.
Only a year ago, Sidney Prescott, wife and mother, was found raped and murdered not far from this peaceful town square.
Mother was raped and murdered. Tragedy.
Poor Sidney.
It really is poor Sidney throughout this whole series, just followed by death constantly.
And people that just don't know when to leave well enough alone. She never asked for any of that.
Nope.
Sidney's an innocent kid and always was.
Mm-hmm.
Such a nice house on the hill, though. So pretty.
Sidney.
Hello, Sidney. Famous line.
Who is this?
Do you like scary movies?
Do you like scary
Your
movies?
voice, Randy. It's sexy. Wait, they're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
I'm not Randy.
It's not Randy.
So where are you?
Your front porch.
Why call you bluff?
Did you go outside?
Fuck no! No way in hell would I do that.
Right here.
Especially not empty-handed.
She's not empty-handed. She has a phone in her hand.
That's not a weapon. What's she gonna do? Throw it at him?
Quack, 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 quack.
That's not good enough.
If you hang up on me, you'll die just like your mother. Do you want to die, Sidney? Your mother sure didn't.
Fuck you, you creep.
Surprise, bitch!
You know, you should have known after this fight with her that you really wouldn't get anywhere.
Uh-oh, can't go out the front door.
Those chains really are stupid. They don't really do anything. They're pretty easy to break through. Honestly, your best bet is a deadbolt.
That really is cool, the way you have that closet door block the entry door into the room. Help! White woman in trouble! You can't help but think of Scary Movie parody whenever you watch Scream, sometimes. Oh no. He has a phone. Clearly, he's a killer.
Whoa, wait!
Do you wish to give up your right to remain silent? I didn't do anything. Do you wish to give up your right to speak to your attorney? I caught him, Sheriff. Who is it? Billy Loomis.
Yeah.
He was also very nice.
Yeah, Billy didn't do it, obviously.
Oh yeah, so we should just believe everything people tell us, right?
He didn't do it.
You mean like how the internet would never lie to us?
Never.
Creepy, huh?
Jesus, the camera, hurry!
My name isn't Jesus.
My name isn't Jesus. Just little moments like that that are just the best.
Can you tell me anything?
She just said she's not talking to me.
When I say hurry, please interpret that as move your fat tub of lard ass now!
It was rude.
Find him
I think she's kind of a bitch.
at the airport.
I'll be right back.
One of the only times I think it's okay to say that. She is in a police station filled with cops.
Yeah.
What are you doing with the cellular telephones, huh?
What a dated line that is. Literally, you can only make this movie at the time this came out.
Sheriff, I didn't kill anybody.
He looks trustworthy.
Totes trustworthy. Like someday he could be a police officer himself in a far-off town. Now I need to look real hurt.
Of course, Dewey has Dunkin' Donuts on his desk.
Are there any more donuts in there?
Donuts!
They sell this costume every 5 and dime in the state. There's no way to track the purchase.
Father Death.
What about that cellular phone, bro?
When I wear this badge, you treat me like a man of the law.
I'm sorry, Deputy Dewey Boy, but we're ready to go now, okay?
He's my superior.
Janitor's your superior.
She's a bit of a butthead for her little sister.
Brother, sister. She's probably older.
No. He's out of school and has a job.
Oh, you're right. Shit.
Come on now, there's some common sense here.
Yeah, I have it.
You're
Sometimes.
so pretty.
She acts older.
She does.
There
But
she
he's
is.
still finding his confidence.
How's the book? Well, it'll be out later this year.
Oh, I'll look for it.
I'll send you a copy.
BAM!
I'll send you a copy. Bam! Bitch went down. I'll send
That's
you
a good hook.
Bam! Sid.
Super bitch.
Cute room.
She has 2 beds in her room.
That was a thing in the 90s.
It was?
Yeah. She probably, they were probably bunk beds at one point, and then she just made them 2 beds. Because I had that at one point too.
Hello, Sidney.
No! Looks like you fingered the wrong guy. Again.
Who are you?
Can't have Dewey come out until after the phone call, so there's still suspicion upon him.
Oh, come on, like anyone ever believed Dewey was one of the killers?
Hello.
Really?
It's possible.
No, I'm sorry.
It could have been an act.
He
The doofus act.
exuded in innocence.
It was an act in Scary Movie.
Yeah, but they were parodying him at
I
that
know.
point.
There's red right hand, though. The official, unofficial theme of Scream.
She was the key witness in the state's case against the...
You know, his hair kind of looks like Billy's from the back, don't it?
It does.
Maybe that'll be important later.
Did at school, you'll be safe here.
Yeah, everyone's safe in school.
Hello, Linda Blair.
People want to know. They have a right to know.
Have a right to know what? That a teenager needs to go to school and be left alone because she's a kid?
He left his coat at your house after your mother seduced him.
I saw him leave wearing it.
No, you saw someone leave wearing that coat.
Cotton murdered my mother.
You're not so sure anymore, are you? The killer's still on the loose, isn't he?
Come on, Sid.
Those murders are related.
Sorry I mangled your face.
Sidney, don't go.
I don't think she's sorry she mangled her face.
No, she's just being polite.
That's right, Stu. Check for any wounds.
Haven't seen Billy around.
I would definitely expel whoever did this.
You still think it's me?
No.
Because she has good
No,
instincts.
I don't. It's just, he called me again last night at Tatum's
You
house.
see? Couldn't have been me. I was in jail.
Couldn't have been him. He was in jail.
I have a girlfriend who would rather accuse me of being a psychopathic killer than touch me.
That's rude. And uncalled for at this point in time.
Billy, I was attacked and nearly filleted last night.
I mean, between us.
She was attacked and nearly filleted last night, and this is when you choose to have a conversation about us.
Your brain licking, my mom was killed. I can't believe you're bringing this up.
No, it's been a year.
She's
Tomorrow.
saying it.
1 year tomorrow.
Oh, it's special anniversary.
I mean,
Your mom left town. She's not lying in a coffin somewhere.
okay, I'm sorry. It's,
Now she'll come back in the second one.
it's a bad analogy.
I think they're both late for class at this point.
Very late.
Your entire havoc-inducing, thieving, whoring generation disgusts me. You're both expelled. Get out. Oh, come on, Mr. Hembry. It was just a joke. That's not fair.
It's very fair. I'd have expelled you too.
It is not fair.
Check out
Fairness
scissors.
would be to rip your insides out, hang you from a tree so we can expose you for the heartless, desensitized little shits that you are.
Can't talk to kids like that now. Technically, I don't think you could then either, but definitely made for good drama.
Is he wrong, though?
No, he is not wrong, but we can't be honest in school.
She was never attacked. I think she made it all up. How did she lie about it?
Baby, she's a slut, just like her mother. You're evil.
She wants to kill herself, but she realizes that teen suicide is out this year.
Teenage suicide. Don't do
Don't do
it.
it.
Healthier therapeutic expression.
You are pathetic.
A cheerleader would team up with JD, no problem.
Sure.
Imagine if JD met Billy.
Oh god, the world would never be safe.
JD would totally be a ghost face.
Oh my god, yes. JD, though, doesn't feel the need to hide.
No.
The only thing is he'd never go after his own girl, not someone who had actually wormed their way into his heart.
Someone there?
Say who's there.
Gee, those boots look oddly familiar.
What, you mean black serial killer boots? I don't know what you're talking about.
That didn't shape how he chooses his shoes as an adult at all.
You look awfully young to be a police officer.
I'm 25 years old.
Popular amongst males 11 to 24. I guess I just missed you. Of course, you don't look a day over 12.
Awkward.
Upper torso area.
Yeah, let me flirt with the guy I think doesn't look a day over 12. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, he's 25. Gal's probably, what, early 30s?
Police Department has issued a citywide curfew.
We've got a serial killer on our hands.
Knock off a couple more to get that title.
Well, we can hope, can't we?
Yeah, we can hope, can't we?
How about we don't?
They don't have.
You are much prettier in person.
So you do watch the show.
I'm 25. I was 24 for a whole year.
Please call me Gail.
He'll call you tonight.
Hey.
Impromptu party night, my house. Celebrate this little siesta. What do you say?
Are you serious?
Party at Stu's.
Really?
I mean, he's not doing it in public. He's just doing it by himself.
Still. But then he also doesn't deserve what he gets.
Well, also, this whole scene was just added because they realized, wait, we're going so long without a death in this movie. Let's kill somebody. So.
Gives him a reason to leave the house later, too.
I know, that's perfect. Yes, Bonds, fix your hair.
Damn little shits.
Did you call me?
Ha!
Not you, Fred.
I love that cameo for Wes Craven as essentially Fred Krueger.
I definitely didn't get that the first time I saw this.
Knowing it now, that was just so cool to see.
Mr. Hembry. What a name.
Ah! It's Ghostface!
Do you think they make contacts with little ghost faces on them?
Maybe. I look for it.
You know, if I was wrong about Cotton Weary, then the killer's still out there. You're starting to sound like some Wes Carpenter flick or something.
It's gonna be okay.
It's just a nod to both directors.
It is. I can see your brain wrinkle.
Ah, it's in the bushes.
What's that werewolf movie with E.T.'s mom in it?
The Howling, horror, straight ahead.
The howling.
Thanks.
It was just a misunderstanding. He didn't do anything. You're such a little
He didn't do
lapdog.
anything.
He's got killer printed all over his forehead. Kill his own girlfriend. There's always some stupid bullshit reason to kill your girlfriend. That's the beauty of it all.
Girl behind in the background just like,
Now that Billy tried to mutilate her, do you think Sid would go out with me?
Serious?
Yeah, I think it's her father.
Oh, do you now? I wonder
Why
why.
can't they find her pops, man? There's a formula to it. A very simple formula. Everybody's
a suspect. And they're like, oh shit, Randy's shouting again.
I'm telling you, the dad's a red herring. It's Billy. How do we know you're not the killer?
This looks like a little bit of foreshadowing to me here.
You're
Don't
absolutely
it?
right.
I mean, not with Randy.
I mean, they're both surrounding him.
Your motive. Tell me that's not a killer.
Ding! One microscopic cog in his catastrophic plan, designed and directed by his red right hand.
Billy gonna be there tonight? He better not be. I told Stu to keep his mouth shut. I think we can live without the door.
You really think he would keep his mouth shut about his best friend even if they weren't in on it together? Come on, he's that asshole.
How many guys would put up with a girlfriend who's sexually anorexic? Billy and his penis don't deserve it, right?
Always watching.
Sidney's father. He made the calls with the cellular phone. It's been confirmed.
Or somebody with his phone did.
Wait, cellular could have been cloned.
Why would Neil Prescott kill Casey Becker?
Curfew in effect through the night. If he's not picked up by morning, then we'll do a house-to-house. Let's find Neil first, make sure he's our man.
A smart plan.
You stay close to Sidney. Don't let her out of your sight.
Yes, sir.
Except for that party where you let her out of your sight quite a bit.
That's littering.
Dick.
That's why you fucking die.
Of course. It's nothing to do with the fact that it's a serial killer movie and, you know, he's there.
Yeah. Ah, the house.
The house.
We started without you, my man. Oh.
He has a half robe. How did I miss that? The things you can pay attention to when you already know what's gonna happen.
It's the benefit of a rewatch. See the things you missed from the first time.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
And what are you doing here?
Keeping an eye on Sidney.
Just keeping an eye on things.
Evil Dead.
How many
Hellraiser.
Right here. Grab another beer, would you?
What is she doing here?
She's with me.
I'm just checking.
Great.
She's with me.
Who cares if, you know, Sidney really doesn't want to be around her and you're supposed to be protecting Sidney?
It's okay. Eventually they trauma bond together.
Eventually.
Found my father?
Where are you going off by yourself?
The garage to go get the beer like she was asked.
Ass.
Kitty! Why are there eggs in your garage fridge? Just open the door and go through the front.
Whoa!
You know, I know this kill was really unique, but at the same time, this was really easily avoidable.
It's Ghostface.
Is that you, Randy?
Everyone always thinks it's Randy.
Well, yeah, he's the one with the conspiracy theories and the this is what they would do and the exact step-by-step method.
Mm-hmm.
Want to play psycho killer?
Can I be the helpless victim?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Randy, what the hell are you doing?
I think that's the real killer, Tatum.
You don't say. Smart girl.
Ass shot.
I like that she's a fighter, too. I don't like her method of escape, but I like that she's a fighter. Baby, you were never getting out that hole. Your shoulders are too wide.
Actually, the
Titties are too
actress
big.
really did fit through that.
No way.
Yeah.
With those shoulders?
Yeah, she actually did fit through that.
Aren't there safety things that would stop all the...
Most of the time, yeah. But this is a movie. We need her to die in a fun way. Fun.
Oh, Billy, hey.
Billy! Why don't you guys go up to my parents' room? You know, you guys can talk. Whatever.
I got a delay.
How long is it?
I don't know. What did it take you to walk from the house? 30 seconds?
That may be important later. His shirt's different.
Uh-huh.
It was solid navy, and now it's plaid.
Uh-huh.
You think we wouldn't notice this?
Not you. You don't miss a shit.
I can't wallow in the grief process forever, and
You aren't wallowing, baby. It's been a year. That's a slow process.
why can't I be a Meg Ryan movie? Are you in a good porno?
What?
You hurt
Why can't I just fuck the pain away?
Some people try.
Jamie Lee was always the virgin in horror movies. That's why she always outsmarted the killer in the big chase scene. Don't you know the rules? What rules? There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie. For instance,
Very important for life lessons.
you can never have sex.
Never have sex.
No sex.
Big no-no! Sex equals death, okay? Number 2, you can never drink or do
Except
drugs.
for the few times that, you know, sex equals life. Because they do that in horror movies too.
And number 3, never to say, I'll be right back. Because you won't be back. I'm getting another beer.
Unless
You
you're
want
the
one?
killer.
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back. Oh.
Somebody reported a car in the bushes down the road. I'm gonna go check it out. Care to join me?
I'd love to.
Potentially dangerous situation, but hey, let's take along the civilian who's completely unarmed. What could happen?
Into her.
And that's a potentially dangerous situation.
He
if
wants
I
to
was
get
in
her
Japan.
alone.
That's great. Don't do it by threatening her life.
I thought maybe we'd walk. You're not scared, are you?
What happened to him, dude? She probably got pissed at me in bed.
She never would have left Sydney.
Look! Here comes the obligatory tit shot.
Tit shot.
Yes! Oh!
And the girl's like, yeah, you guys are pigs.
Leave you guys alone.
Nicely covered.
Move your shoulder, Billy. God damn it. One thing Scream never did, though, was actually show real tits.
They did not. You know, I kind of applaud them for it. They do enough other things that they don't need it. That's never been about what this is. Because it makes fun of that, you know?
I love how they use the Halloween theme to overlay this.
Right.
Fits so well.
Listen up.
Right.
They found Principal Henry dead. Let's go over there before they pry him down. Hey, we were just getting in the good part. You sure are coming fast. Slow down. Freeze.
Yeah, man, they could totally hear you.
Kissy, kissy.
Is that what you're looking for? What is it?
This is Neil Prescott's car.
Sidney's father?
Yeah.
Clearly, Fops killed him.
Of course he is.
Done already.
Teenagers.
Yeah.
You're either too long or too fast.
You don't still think it was me, do you?
I certainly hope not if you just had
No.
sex with him, sweetie.
What do I have to do to prove to you that I'm not a killer?
Die. Speaking of.
Billy, watch out!
Billy's dead, oh no.
Or is he?
Run, Sid, run. This is one of the best killer chases.
It's also an interesting
movies.
setup for their house.
Mm-hmm.
The window's so tiny. I forgot he did that.
Jeez.
Sorry.
Oh no! Oh.
That still would hurt like hell.
Yeah.
But now she's gonna see Tatum. And that's why you didn't leave, baby.
Watch out. Watch out, Jamie.
Watch out, Jamie. Also, watch out, Jamie. Fun little
There he is.
detail there. Jamie Kennedy, the actor, saying, "Watch out, Jamie. He's behind you."
Look behind you. Behind you. Behind you, Jamie.
Now this is supposed to be Stu, we know, in this. But for this one scene, they actually let Skeet Ulrich be in the Ghostface costume. So it was actually him in there, and not the stuntman.
Why?
He wanted to do it. I'd want to do it too. God damn it.
You'd want to do all of them.
I don't know.
Behind you, kid! Behind you!
Oh, 30-second delay.
Oh, Kenny.
Oh my god, you killed Kenny.
You bastard! But that's what you get for littering.
I'm not a big woman. I don't even think I could have a hope of fitting through those, even when I was 19, 18.
Ghostface ain't fitting through it.
Well, no, he's got male shoulders.
Still think it might be Dewey?
Never thought it was Dewey. No one ever thought it was Dewey.
Who did you think it was always when you first watched this?
Honestly, I thought there was a player we hadn't met who wasn't going to reveal himself until the end because I didn't know the rules of how most of the time you meet the killer beforehand.
Okay. So you thought it was going to be somebody you never saw before the final reveal?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. And of course the Halloween score to add to the tension again.
Yeah. Although, second contender definitely would have been Billy. Don't you never do that alone? You didn't even call it in.
Well, Deputy Dewey is not really at the top of the force, we'll just say.
Kenny!
Why don't you just tell the guy where you are then? Those shoes are ruined, by the way.
911.
Let's go!
Ah! Kenny's on the roof.
Oh god, Kenny, I'm sorry, but get off my fucking windshield!
It's called brake scale.
Yeah, because you know what's gonna help? No! That was the Jesus take the wheel moment that you shouldn't have had.
Sidney?
Uh-oh. The windows now. There, now it goes back up.
Roll up windows.
Got the keys. Of course, you could use the butt of that knife and just smack open the window.
Yeah.
But he's gotta play with her first.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah. Okay.
It's 261 Turner Lane, please. He's gonna try and kill me.
How'd it go, Sydney? She got the call out, got the address out.
Sydney, Jesus, we gotta get the fuck out of here! Without him, she's dead! I think Stu did. Listen to him, Sydney! Sydney, please give me that gun!
Give him the gun. He's trustworthy.
I did it, Sid! He did it!
Fuck you both!
Bye, girl. Can't figure out who it is? You two kill each other!
Shoot them both in the leg. I'm still alive!
Gotta get help.
Nobody's out there.
No, give me the gun. Give me the gun. It's okay. It's okay.
Yes, give me the gun.
Well, she doesn't have a reason not to trust him.
Help me. Stu's flipped out. He's gone mad.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Anthony Perkins, Psycho. Corn syrup. Same stuff they use for pig's blood in Carrie.
Surprise, Sidney.
It was both of them!
What's the matter, Sidney? You look like you've seen a ghost.
We ask you a question, and if you get it wrong, you die.
You'll never get away with this.
Great shot there, those two together.
Couldn't believe how easy he was
Very
to frame.
romancy.
Watch a few movies, take a few notes.
You hear that, Stu? I think she wants a motive. Your slut mother was fucking my father. And she's the reason my mom moved out and abandoned me.
Yeah.
Mommy issues.
That's why. You aren't gonna blame your father, whose fault it was. No, it's obviously the girl's problem.
Now you're no longer a virgin. Now you gotta die. Those are the rules.
Those are the rules.
So we got a surprise for you,
Let me put the
Sidney.
safety on before I put this
Yeah,
down.
you're gonna love this one. It's a Scream, baby. Hold on a sec. I'll be right back.
It's a Scream, baby. Gotta add that line since we changed the title.
Mom's anniversary. Congratulations. We killed her exactly 1 year ago today.
Guess we won't be needing this anymore.
And oh, look at this ring. Your daddy's the chief suspect. He cloned his cellular. Evidence is all right there, baby. We were left for dead. Ready? Yeah.
You might want to kill them first before you stab each other. Just a thought.
Stupid teenagers.
That's right, stupid teenagers.
My turn.
Don't forget, stay to the side and don't go too deep.
You see, Sid, everybody dies, but us, we're gonna carry on and plan the sequel, because let's face it, baby, these days, you gotta have a sequel.
You're drooling. But yes, he's right. You gotta have the sequel.
Don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos.
Movies make psychos more creative.
I'm feeling woozy here. Houston, we have a problem here. The guy that put her right there is not there.
Right here, asshole. Stumbles on you two dipshits.
Don't talk, just
Finds
shoot.
the gun.
Something you don't.
Sid, their backs are turned. Grab a kitchen knife and stabby stabby.
Works better without the safety on. This is Gale Weathers signing off.
Baby, you're gonna love this.
Uh-oh.
I don't know, Billy, but I'm hurt, man.
Are you alone in the house?
Bitch! Why did you dipshit get up? I can't, Billy. You cut me too deep. I think I'm dying here, man.
No, Stu, you don't die. You're still coming back. It'll happen.
Hello?
What's your motive?
Peer pressure. I'm far too sensitive.
Peer pressure.
Bitch, fuck! Fucking hit me with the phone!
Dick!
Can you really call the police?
I bet you're sorry ass I did.
My mom and dad are gonna be so
Guys, this everything he does is just great.
Gold.
Ugh. Ooh. Surprise, bitch.
I always had a thing for you, Sid!
In your dreams.
Ow. He's fine. He'll be back.
He's in an asylum somewhere in a coma.
Obviously.
Oh my God, Randy, I thought you were dead.
I never thought I'd be so happy to be a virgin.
Fuck you!
Say hello to your mother.
Got him.
Guess I remember the safety that time, you bastard.
This is the moment when the supposedly dead killer comes back to life.
For one last scare.
Nice shot.
Not in my movie.
Dewey's alive.
Of course he was alive.
We like this character. Let's just have a shot of him going in the ambulance at the end. Maybe he'll become popular.
This is Gale Weathers with an exclusive eyewitness account, bringing to an end the harrowing mystery of the mass killings that has terrified this peaceful community, like the plot of some scary movie. All played out here in this peaceful farmhouse, far from the crimes and the sirens.
Could you imagine coming home to find out that not only was your son a serial killer, he's dead?
He's not dead.
Doesn't matter. Trauma,
Yeah.
dead. You know, it's a bit of a trauma shock.
Directed by Wes Craven, master of horror. And written by Kevin Williamson. And this is credits. That was Scream.
That was Scream.
That was Scream.
Your favorite horror movie!
Yeah. What's your favorite scary movie? Whisper to Scream. And I love when credits put the faces with the names. And Drew Barrymore.
The ultimate fake out of ultimate fake outs.
Alright, so that was Scream. The masterpiece from 1996 by writer Kevin Williamson and director Wes Craven.
He doesn't love this movie at all.
No, not at all. Why would I love this movie? Because it's awesome! Is why. So, as always, I'll defer to you now. What are our thoughts on Scream?
They definitely did a really good job of basically breathing life back into the slasher genre. They did things that... This is another one of those films that broke down walls that people didn't realize existed until they went crashing through them, like the Kool-Aid Man.
Mm-hmm.
With that first original opening kill, like, I love the fucking plot twist they threw in there where they promoted everything with Drew Barrymore and then suddenly, oh yeah, no, she dying.
Yeah, and originally they wanted her for the part of Sidney, of course, but Drew also had some scheduling stuff, so probably couldn't commit to the full thing. She's like, well, you know what? I like that opening character. Just let me be that one. And then they're like, that's actually not a bad idea, because if you killed the person who you think is supposed to live at the end, the main character, then they realize the audience would be like, well, then anything could happen now. Anyone could die.
To be honest, I like Drew Barrymore. I think she's a great actress. I wouldn't want anyone but Nev to have played Sidney.
Well, grew to love her. That's the thing. They got somebody good for the part, and she just kicks ass. And she continued to kick ass through all the subsequent films.
Honestly, for me, it's surprising that she doesn't get more work because of how good of an actress she is.
She is here or there in some stuff, but nothing like super, super A-list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is shocking to me, just because I really enjoy her work that much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I loved her in The Craft, I love her in this, and I love her in every consequence, you know.
Anything else you see her in?
There isn't a thing I've seen her in that I haven't liked her performance, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just weird that she isn't in more A-list stuff unless she made enough off of Scream that she's just like, well, I'm gonna do what I want now.
Probably.
You know, like Daniel Radcliffe. But all in all, the people they got for this movie were really well casted. Like, Matthew Lillard is so natural at his role there. And I know that there are people that'll say, well, he's just basically playing himself in everything he does. No, he's not. You can tell the differences between him here and Shaggy, and they're probably the most close together characters that he plays. Here, he's a tool. Shaggy, you can tell that he's well-meaning, he's just stupid.
He's well-meaning, he's just stupid.
That is Shaggy,
that is
though.
Shaggy.
He's supposed to be stupid.
He's just
the
stoned.
Brady cat of the group.
He's stoned is what he is.
He's the stoned hippie who just wants to sit with his dog and eat until he doesn't have the munchies anymore. That's all he's meant to be.
Yeah, and Matthew Lillard is fantastic in this role. Like,
oh my god, yeah.
This movie is so good because it nails your opening and it nails your ending. And the whole middle part is still fun to watch as well. But if you nail those two things in any movie, it's going to be a great movie to rewatch over and over again. Because you want to start it and you want to finish it.
Yeah, and that becomes the standard for Scream, is you're waiting for the reveal, you're waiting to see what happens in the meantime, and you're waiting to see who's going to be alive by the time they reveal who the killer is. But they always have that standard opening attack, because you have to say attack after the newest ones have come out, and your final reveal of who's who.
That's the unmasking. Even though in this one, you never see any of the killers do what we now know as, it was me all along. They just straight up, nope, haha. And then, surprise, Sidney, never actually see our two killers in their outfits. You only see Sidney wearing the ghost face robe and mask in this.
Secretly, it was Sidney. She started it all.
It was her.
It was her all along.
Yeah, but then once you actually see them be their killer selves at the end, you get to see them be psychotic and evil and do the monologue thing that villains have to do. And they do it.
Monologue they do.
And they do it brilliantly in this one. And just all the ad-lib stuff with Matthew Lillard when the phone hits him and all that. And he's like, you fucking remember the phone, dick! And just the way he says his lines is like, oh god.
He definitely made himself look beyond unique and stand out.
Mm-hmm. And Billy, great performance by Skeet Ulrich.
Just perfect straight man.
And then, now I'm evil.
The perfect straight man.
Mhm.
If you were to make Abbott and Costello serial killers, Matthew Lillard would be Costello. And Skeet Ulrich would definitely be your Abbott.
Yeah.
And they complement each other so well there, because you think Stu's this giant dipshit who's just a tool all the time, and no, he's actually quite smart.
Yeah.
Because he'd have to be able to keep his mouth shut long enough for this to actually not only play out, but play out in a way that nobody would have ever fucking suspected Stu. Because it's Stu.
It's Stu.
He's the doofy.
You think he's like one of those asshole tools who wind up dying, like you see in other slasher films. It is playing on the tropes of those movies.
Like, he would be the one that he would definitely leave his girlfriend behind and leave her to die, but he would eventually die. No.
Yeah.
No.
And as for the motives of them, you do see essentially the one friend is killing the other's girlfriend or the other's ex, because the opening, Casey was an ex of Stu. That's clearly Billy going after her. And then when you see Sidney getting attacked, that's Stu doing the attacking, but Billy is on the phone doing the talking. And you can have a little tell between who's who. Stu does the two-hander.
Oh, yeah?
Billy, he's the one-hander.
Huh.
Yeah. So, whenever you see the ghost faces in this, you see one doing the kill for the one hand, or just doing two hands. Two hands is Stu, one hand is Billy. That's a good way to tell in the future whenever you rewatch this. And Tatum.
Did they do that on purpose so you could tell the difference?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and also,
I don't know if that was just
when Tatum is also Stu's girlfriend, that's Billy clearly doing the killing of Tatum.
Well, yeah, because, you know, Stu's hosting the party. He can't be the one killing his own girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of stupid for Stu to kill a girl who basically says yes all the time. But I guess they needed a reason to keep Sidney there.
Well, you think that's also part of the gay subtext. Stu's really in love with Billy. Clearly.
Well, with how close they got, who could argue?
But it's a great shot, though, of them there. And it's mirrored with the earlier shot in the video store where he's just over Randy, and then you have Billy in front of him. Like, when you rewatch this, it's
You're
like,
obviously
it's so fucking obvious.
There's obviously at least a bromance here that's got some unrequited love.
Like, each one is protecting the other. It's like, nobody said it was you. No, I don't think it was him. I think it was the father. Trying to put their plan in motion. It's brilliant that way. But if you watch this for the first time, not knowing the tropes, not knowing that, oh, wait, there's two killers, not one, it leaves you guessing, like, oh, yeah, he's the killer. Wait, no, wait, maybe he's not. Maybe they're just trying to fake us. Nah, it can't be him. What about him? Nah, he's just a tool. Wait, who the fuck is it? And then, bam, you get that ending. And it was brilliant for the time. There's a reason why this movie had legs, and like the next 2 weekends, it increased its box office weekend. Because word of mouth got out, it was great, it revived the horror genre, and then you got all the copycats coming right after it, trying to...
With Urban Legend and...
I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legend, Valentine, you got a whole subsequent boom of movies with the young teens and their heads all in the cover, and then a slasher trying to kill them.
And the...
And then Scream got its own sequels, of course.
And then you think about just the simple concept of Scream, where it could be anyone at any time. It's not a mythical semi-super villain
And that's
anymore.
also what adds to this. It's not just a slasher. Every movie's also a whodunit.
Every single one. And it's always a different person. They've never had a repeat slasher because they can't. Most of them are dead.
Well, they killed them all. We assume they kill every single one. Stu's still alive.
We hope.
Hashtag Stu's alive.
Still alive.
That is one of those things. When you browse like the Scream subreddit, and it's like half the people are like, "Alright, we want Stu." The other half's like, "Stu's dead. Shut the fuck up." Just because the reason for that is he was fucking great. He was so good, and
He's
people
the only
want
one
that
is
back.
plausible that he could be alive.
Supposedly, people would say, "No, he can't be dead."
But you know what? That would be a plot twist, though, to have a Scream killer taken alive. They've never done it before.
They've never done that. Like, they can always try to break new ground on these movies. The new set of films, though, they very much are a mirror of the original trilogy. Because
But you have two Sidneys instead of one.
Because each Scream movie brilliantly plays upon a trope of movies or cinema, basically. You have your slash in the first one, sequels in the sequel, then trilogies for the third one. Then after a short little break there, then they do the remake craze of, oh, new killers trying to remake the first one, doing their own thing, but being different as well. That was Scream 4. And then you start again with Scream 5, where, boom, legacy sequel, but you're starting over again. So you have your 1 for 5, and then you have your 6, which very much rhymes too in the Scream series.
It does, with the exception of the killers themselves.
They do the switch. Of 6 does have a big switch up on the killers and the amount and such.
It takes the trilogy and
but the
sequel.
motivations though in that one,
it's the same.
Very much the same. So I'm actually excited now for 7 when that comes out, because they have Christopher Landon who will direct this now, and I love his work in Freaky and Happy Death Day. And I want to know how they'll make it rhyme with Scream 3, because when Scream 3 came out and subsequently people kind of shit on that one, saying it's not as good or they didn't like it as much. I fucking love Scream 3. It's my favorite to watch. It's a comfort movie for me. It's just a thing.
Definitely is. Been there, done that.
I just really love that final confrontation. That's all.
It is really good.
But that's why.
And the fact that Roman is the only single killer.
I know. I love that fact. But that's also why I'm intrigued with 7 to see, because I noticed they're kind of rhyming 1, 2 with the 5 and 6. What's the rhyme going to be for 7? Are we going to find out, like, the mother of Sam, or did Sam's mother have another kid? Are they going to do that long-lost brother thing again?
I think it would be interesting to finally meet Sam's mom.
Yeah, because for the most part, the killers, there's always some relation to a killer or a victim in the Scream movies.
They've never had someone just appear out of nowhere and go, I'm going to do this and make a name for myself. Because even when they tried that in Scream 4, it was still Jill, who was related to Sidney.
Yeah. So there's always some relation in the killers. Either with the victim or killer itself.
One way or another.
Yeah. But that's the fun thing about these movies. You want to see what they're going to do that may be the same or may be different, and they try to one-up you, try to get ahead of you while you're thinking, well, it's got to be this, and then, oh, they do something different completely.
That's the beauty of Scream. You never know what's coming for you until it hits.
Yeah, there's a reason why this series is still going strong. It's such a great, solid concept for a horror movie and series where you get new killers or killer every new sequel. You do have your main heroes come back. Sometimes they don't. It happens, but that's just what happens when it comes to longevity of series. But it is a series that has great legs and keeps going.
Good rewatchability too, because now you have the newer ones, so you see how the old ones dealt with the phone, but now you have these newer ones that show you how they deal with the cellular age, where everybody has a phone in their pocket. Mm-hmm. You know? And that's,
so it is adapting with the times as well.
It is, but it makes these infinitely rewatchable because they always cover their bases.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing where Scream came out, like it'll come out at the time it came out because there was no real big caller ID or cell phone usage at the time. But afterwards, after people saw this, people like massive uptick in caller ID.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just was I just love everything about this movie for the most part. I mean, when you watch it enough, and as often as I have, you see the little mistakes here, little discrepancies, like Billy's
shirt switching
from a solid navy to a plaid in the bedroom. Like, wait a second.
We filmed these on 2 different days, and they said, here, this is blue.
And somebody forgot to check the continuity on that.
Yeah.
So
it's not that big of a deal, but at the same time, those of us who are detail-oriented know.
And all the cuts after stabbing a Billy in the room where how Ghostface is holding the knife, he's switching places and the placement of holding it. I'm like, okay, I can see that, but it's just one of those anal retentive things you do when you watch things over and over again that you love. You always want to try to see something different that you did not see the first time. And mostly if you do that, you just see the goofs and little continuity errors like that.
Yeah, but do you know what my favorite thing is about the whole Scream series?
What's that?
Sidney bitches about how the dumb blonde who's got tits too big for her head runs up the stairs when she should be running out the door.
It's insulting.
It is insulting. She touches on the fact that it's insulting, and then she turns the entire genre around by being a strong female lead. All the women in this were strong, because Casey didn't do it stupidly. She did what you should. She hung up.
No.
She locked the doors. You know, she did all the things. That she wasn't the dumb blonde.
No,
But all of the women in this were strong.
They are
They
smart.
fought like hell. They did what they thought they needed
Yep.
to. And they didn't take it lying down. They didn't do dumb shit. Well,
they are aware of horror movies. Like, that's the thing about Scream. It's the first real horror movie where the characters are aware that, hey, other horror movies kind of exist and we know what happens in those. And so they play up on that. That's why you have some comedy or some comedic aspect with the horror aspect that Scream as a series is known for. But it's still very much in that horror category first of slasher, where there's the chase and the kill and then the call. I love the aspect of the call messing with the victims, and especially just the theatricality of the whole Ghostface outfit and the presentation and the black robe and the
well,
mask.
yeah, because part of what Ghostface does is
It's
he
such an
works with
iconic
your
look.
Fear. He's kind of scarecrowy in that manner. He's like, you know, Freddy. If Freddy weren't contacting you through your dreams, he'd contact you through the phone. But
I'm
he's
your
also,
boyfriend
like,
now, Nancy.
Scarecrow, where he works off of your fear, but he does it a little bit more, because Scarecrow will inject you with a thing that makes you terrified of whatever, and you'll essentially kill yourself. But Ghostface, he's the psycho killer that wants to enjoy.
He wants to play with you first.
Yeah. It does kind of bother me that Jigsaw eventually took that line
I want to play a game.
and becomes known for it.
Nah.
And no other killer has wanted to play a game like that since. Not even when they had Scream 5 and they had the two killers in that movie that were like idolizing, because she's like, this is Stu Macher's house. You know, this is like the epitome of fandom. But you would think that because of that, they would want to play the game. And it never comes back up.
Mm-hmm.
I just find it interesting that they completely ignored the original Psycho.
Mm-hmm. Also, in Scream 5, with the mirroring of Scream 1, the two killers in that, they actually are not related to anyone else. But since it was a rhyme of one, they kind of did it that way, where it was the boyfriend, it was the
well, it was the boyfriend, and it was the best friend.
And the person who lived in Stu's house.
Right.
So that was the mirror of that.
But that was the girl's best friend since they were kids, you know?
Yeah.
So that's
I just remember that once
you
mentioned that one, so.
That's the relation, is they're basically sisters because they grew up together. She has a spare inhaler at her house because she's there that often.
Yeah, and it's great that they go back to that because they realize, okay, this house is kind of iconic now for Scream fans, and they treated it as such in that movie. Because everything in this movie, instant iconic status.
Mm-hmm.
The house, the mask, the characters, the killers. It's great.
Everything about it.
I love it.
I know.
I love it.
That's very, very clear.
It's in my top 10. It's on my top horror movies. My favorite horror movie. Not my top one.
Yeah. His top horror movie is Hellraiser.
Hellraiser, yes.
But yeah, it's just so relatable. Like, this is part of what makes parents terrified to leave their kids at home. You know, if I came home to somebody having strung up my daughter like that, fuck, man, heads would roll. Heads would roll. I would not rest till I found their killer. But like, you know,
that's the thing about
that's
slasher
another thing,
movies.
like,
The parents are afterthoughts in them for the most part.
You know, I've never had somebody come after me or any of my family like that, but I can relate to Sydney
Campbell
in the later movies because she's fucking terrified. She can't have a roommate. She can't live alone, you know? She gets a dog and a gun at one point, but
eventually she moves on.
She does.
You realize if shit comes, it comes. You just deal with it when it happens. Yeah.
But
she becomes the ultimate survivor.
The ultimate survivor.
And even though
that's one of the things I love about her.
Even though we didn't get her in the 6th film, they knew well enough to not fucking kill her off screen. Because you do not kill Sidney Prescott. You don't do it.
She's earned her rest in the form of a happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least.
Yep, and that's also one thing that sets Scream apart from the other franchises.
Your final girl never dies.
The killers die. The final girl is the one that always comes back and survives. Other ones, final girls, they may survive one or two, but eventually they die. You get a new one, they die. But then the killer, they always come back. Scream, nope. Killers all die. Final girl, she stays
But the killer's
living.
just as iconic.
Yeah, but that's the brilliance of the mask itself. Because
It can be anyone.
It can be anyone, and the face is there, and the voice as well with Roger Jackson on the phone. So you always do get that killer coming back in that way.
Yeah. I really like this series simply because of that, because you always know what's coming to you. And I like that they touch on making fun of other horror movies. That helps ease the fear just a little bit, because this is very jump scary. It's not very fuck with your heady, but it makes you want to figure it out. It kind of spurs that true crime drive in your head that's just like, who the fuck is it? You know?
Could be anyone.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't know. I just, ever since you've shown me the series, because I don't think you showed me Scream 1. You might have been the first one to show it to me the whole way through, but I definitely think I saw pieces of it before you did. I want to say I did.
Okay.
I can't remember at this point, though. So.
It's been a while.
But you are the one that definitely showed me the rest of the Scream series. And I love that you always knew what was coming. You knew there was going to be a reveal at some point. You knew there was going to be some kind of opening attack. And you knew at some point someone's going to mention the rules.
The rules are important.
And the rules are going to change. But the fact that there are rules, I like that. You know what you're getting. And these never get too campy.
No.
You
People
know?
think 3 gets a little Scooby-Doo-ish at certain points, but I'm like, nah.
Is that because of the house at the end?
I don't know.
That was a bitchin' house.
I don't know. See, I don't get criticisms for 3 as much. I know there were some rewrites here or there. The kills were a bit toned down after Columbine and all that stupid bullshit. But I still like the essence and vibe that comes with 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Columbine happened after the first Scream. So when Tatum's like, you're at school, you'll be safe. Was that Tatum or was that Dewey? Whoever said, you're at school, you'll be safe here. I'm just sitting there like, didn't Columbine happen sometime around this?
Scream came out in 96, and Columbine was April of 99.
Okay.
And then Scream 3 came out following February, so yeah.
Yeah. So I understand why they wanted to tone it down even though it didn't have anything to do with the school. Because that rocked the nation.
It did, and now it's just commonplace, sadly. So
yeah, I don't think we should talk on that.
I know, if we take away all horror movies and all that, and all the violent video games, psychos won't exist anymore. But no.
Now, Colin.
Movies don't create the psychos.
Movies make psychos more creative.
Indeed.
We can add video games to that list, because that definitely does. But at the same time, somebody had to think of it first, and if somebody had the ability to think of it to put it into a movie, somebody had the ability to think of it and put it into their own actions.
Yeah, well,
so,
you see, the history of mankind is a bunch
no.
of assholes, murder, death, and all that, so it's always within us when it comes to the worst aspect of humanity, so...
This is why you can't blame books, you can't blame movies, because at some point, somebody dreamed this up without any of that. And the human mind is creative enough that they don't need a visual to show them how. They'll have the ability to do it on their own.
They may reference it because they like the idea, but the decision to actually kill always comes from within, no matter what you might have seen. Maybe
or heard or grown up around.
Maybe a little influence here or there for those that are really susceptible, but that's very rare, honestly. And for most of the time, they still make that choice on their own. Nobody pushes them to it. No peer pressure.
I'm not talking about that.
No
I'm
peer
just talking
pressure.
About how, methods of how.
Mm-hmm.
And the creativity in them, and people will be like, these horror movies are teaching these kids how to cut people up and eat them. No, cannibalism was around long before movies.
I mean, we have the internet. If you want to find out how to kill somebody or do all that crap, it's easy. So, at this point.
Yeah. Better clear your search history, though, otherwise them coppers, they gonna find you.
Just say you're writing a book. And you're researching.
I don't think that's gonna work for a teenager.
Hey, just
But-
actually do some writing while you're doing your killing searching.
That's a thought. You could easily hide it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Or just make an outline and say, this is the process. I have to research first because writing is hard and you sometimes don't ever write shit for a long while.
You gotta be able to remember what you're writing about.
Yeah.
But yeah. All in all, this is...
Yes!
You cannot blame the movies.
Cannot.
This is a great fucking movie. If you have not seen Scream, what are you doing with your life? If you like horror reactions and you liked watching us, then you really need to go watch this.
If you haven't seen this
then
movie
watch
and
the
you
rest.
watch this first, what the fuck did you do that for? We clearly said this is a rewatch for us. We're going to be commenting on things we've already seen because that's the fun of it. And this whole review afterwards, which I've been dying to talk about
If you can't
forever.
tell, he gets very excited.
So, but if you want to get a nice version of it, I got this nice 4K steelbook as well. And they're releasing 3 on 4K later this year as well. I already got 2 when that came out. So after that, all we just need is 4 on 4K, but there's shit with rights and distribution, Weinstein
4 wasn't
fuckers and all that
as
crap.
popular.
But I like all the films in the series.
He does. I can vouch for
Everyone
that.
I like. I'm not disappointed by them. That's one strength of Scream is the quality always stays high. You may have differences of opinion on what's better or what's worse, what you may not like or do like, but you always feel like you've never wasted any time watching a Scream movie. It's always entertaining. Okay. And what are your final thoughts now?
My final
Scream?
thoughts are, I don't think I've seen a Scream that isn't well written, and I think Sidney is and will always be my favorite final girl, though I do love Jenna Ortega and
The new Core 4.
Core 4, I guess so, and her sister
Yeah.
as our new Sidney. They do a fantastic job. I love
They
seeing
keep the
Jenna
spirit
Ortega
alive.
all over horror.
Mhm.
She's doing a great job.
We just saw her in X.
X, and I love her as Wednesday.
That's on her channel if you want to watch that.
Definitely. Should
Mhm.
go watch that. But Sidney, I think, will always have a place in my heart as my favorite final girl.
Mine too. She's a survivor.
She is the survivor.
She's a fighter.
She's not just the survivor that survived. She survived and she got past her trauma. She's like the Batgirl of horror
Mhm.
films. How can you not love her?
I know. I can't wait to go throughout the rest of the series too. Eventually, I got like a month mapped out next year for us to just go through them, and that'll be exciting.
It is.
Just to talk more about it.
Mhm.
But yeah, Scream is great. It's so fun, and I can't wait for 7 to come out. And I hope with 7. I've always wanted to do like a version of Scream where you honor Wes Craven in a way. Because like in Nightmare on Elm Street, the 7th film was New Nightmare, where it's Freddy coming in the real world. And a great way to bring back cast members in Scream, do a real world Ghostface killer going after the original cast members. That'll bring Matthew Lillard back. You could bring Drew Barrymore back.
Skeet Ulrich.
Yeah. And it does honor that legacy a little bit, and it's different.
Only thing is,
I've always liked that idea.
the only problem is that this
Yeah.
Scream killer Ghostface is not supernatural in any way, and Freddy always was.
It doesn't have to be supernatural. It's just a different take. It can just be a different take.
It is a different take.
And it keeps your regular core 4 alive in that story, because moving on from that, okay, because you're going on a 7th film now, you are risking getting a bit repetitive, and each movie does have to comment on some trope, like first one, horror, second one, sequels, third one, trilogies, fourth one, remakes, fifth one, requels, sixth one, franchise, seventh one, what do you do? Well, you can comment on the one that's the oddball of the series, or that changes things up, like New Nightmare did for Nightmare on Elm Street in that series, and it honors Wes Craven in a way by using that similar idea, and it's something I've always wanted to do.
You could alternatively play on the tropes of...
And it brings Stu back for those who believes he can't come back, because he's dead.
There's that.
It gets, or at least it brings
Gets
Matthew Lillard back. That's my idea for Scream 7. If it doesn't happen, then you can hold it for any future sequel in the series, because you can do that whenever.
You could.
Honestly.
This is the sequel. I mean, you could also do the sequel where, you know how everything at some point gets campy. Michael Myers goes off the rails. Jason goes to space. Freddy.
Yes, let's send
in any way,
Scream
shape,
to
or form.
space.
But I mean, like, you could do the... Is this really happening? Are we really dealing... Is this like this, you know, killing and death people get used to. But the weird shit, like, we're underwater. Why is this happening? Here. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much we can talk about when it comes to that. Maybe we'll...
There's so many possibilities. There's nothing off the board because this can be anybody at any time.
I know. And it all comes from this movie.
It does.
This very first one, Scream, and I'm gonna love it.
The one that
forever.
took that door.
I rewatch it every year.
And he rewatches the entire series every year, especially right before a new movie comes out.
Definitely.
I missed it this year because when the new movie came out, I was in Florida.
She was away, but
angry.
When she came back, we definitely saw it.
And I waited to see it until I came back because I love my Florida family. They do not understand this franchise like you do. Mm-hmm. And there's no way I was here with anybody else.
Yeah, right now there's a strike going on in Hollywood, so we don't know when production will start with 7. But strikes usually don't last for too long.
It doesn't get canceled.
So no. The last movie made the most money out of the whole series so far worldwide. So they
right, but they're talking about they've got a pause and a potential cancel for things like Beetlejuice 2, which people have been waiting for forever. Which is another Jenna Ortega film. She's just the new Winona Ryder. Let's just put her up. You know, she's the new Winona Ryder and Christina Ricci all in one body. Well done, madam. You know.
Yeah, but nah. We gotta have faith. So eventually, people get paid what they're worth, and we'll get a continuation on this series. And so, yeah, that was Scream.
That was Scream.
That was our rewatch and our extensive review that I've been waiting to do for. So thank you for watching this with us. And we do have a Patreon if you'd like to support the channel. So
we also have a subscribe button on this YouTube that you should be watching it on by now, unless you're a patron subscriber who got to see it early.
So if you have anything you want to say about Scream, anything else, we love to hear what you have to say about it.
Especially if you have some random unknown trivia that he might not know, which I will tell you will be very, very rare.
Very, very unlikely. But hey, maybe people watching this don't know anything. Comment for them. And I like reading any comments when it comes to that. So, we appreciate your support. We have a new video every Tuesday, sometimes Fridays.
Usually if it's a review, it's on a Friday. If it's a reaction, it's always on a
This one I think is going to be on a Tuesday, though, just because it's special.
Right, this is our 100th episode, for those of you who might have missed that at the beginning of this video.
Yeah, we've done a lot of the old classics now at this point, so just go through our whole list and you can find something you may want to see. Because it'll be, most of the time, it's a movie she's never seen, so it'll be her first time watching.
Maybe someday we'll get to the point where I've seen the movie and he hasn't. There are some out there.
Doubtful. But they're...
Not doubtful, you haven't seen A Haunting in Connecticut.
I mean, doubtful we may get to one.
Oh, well, that's fair.
Because there's
Unless one of our lovely patron subscribers goes, I want you to watch this.
Yeah, but usually they pick ones that neither of us have seen when it comes to that.
I mean, that's not that hard for me. There's a lot I haven't seen.
That's true.
But finding ones that you haven't seen, Full Moon at the very least has a good knack for that.
He does, yes. And when I see what he's doing, I'm like, okay, I won't bother to try to watch that beforehand because I know it's better if I've never seen it too sometimes. So even though you're better at reacting to things because you get scared.
I do. That was the whole thing that started this. This is our 100th episode, and the whole thing started when someone at work made me uncomfortable, and I went to my roommate, and I'm like, I can't be afraid of the movies anymore. And he's like, of course I'll help you. So I was basically like, teach me, Obi-Wan.
I'll teach you how to not be afraid anymore.
And then he thought I was hilarious. Because I was,
I'm like, hey, somebody should see how you react to this shit. It's amusing. So that's why I started this.
So thank you for sticking with us for 100 episodes if you're one of those that have. And if you're new, we're happy to have you. And if you've only stuck with us for a little while, we're still happy to have you.
Yeah, so once again, thank you for watching, and we hope you will see the next video when that comes out. Until then,
stay spooky. And remember, if you answer the damn phone, the word block, if someone talks to you like that, is available. And call 911, goddamn!
Maybe don't live in the middle of nowhere. That'll help.
Or if you do, make sure your house is booby-trapped. I know if we ever win the lottery, we move into the middle of nowhere, because we're gonna have a huge-ass plot of land. But that house, gonna be a fortress.
Yeah.
And only you and I are gonna know how to fucking handle it. Because the fewer people that know.
Yep. But for the rest of you, until then,
stay spooky.
bye.